Hey, pregame. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I do that. Ah, that's a light game.
And when you call that number or get on the website, there's somebody there that'll help you out from the beginning to end.
Hey, it's RV Harvey.
Yo, it's Charles. Weekend in the RV.
Huh.
Hey, RV. That's in Walleye. This is getting out of hand. All I ever wanted was to be the cool boss with RV and telling Nick pay. Now do you know what a walleye is?
Hey, all that matters is that you bundled your RV and boat with your home and auto insurance.
And got great savings and coverage. You sound pretty expert outdoorsman to me.
I kind of overdid it with the decor, didn't I? Way overboard.
Even a game as timeless as baseball must evolve. Only you can control your city's evolution. That's what they say. It's a whole new ballgame. How will your journey evolve?
Are you coming home?
I'll be home in the morning.
Yeah, I guess so.
At Delta, we get where you're coming from. After all, we're travelers, just like you.
With 12 grams of protein in every serving, Quaker Protein Instant Oatmeal is there for active mornings, friendly competition, and big moves. Quaker, bring out the good.
Run up the score all season on Underdog. You can make picks and win money just by picking higher or lower on your favorite players. Get it right, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. You can play in 35 states, including California, Georgia, Texas, and Missouri. So join the pack of over 7 million happy fans who've already signed up on Underdog. Sign up, deposit, and get up to $1,000 in bonus prizes.
You want water or what?
Make picks, win money.
Who has that? Who has?
Braves Live is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. And by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. The Braves got a nice pitching performance from Grant Holmes last night to finish off the series against the Twins. They look to ride the back with Spencer Schwellebach in Game 1 versus the St. Louis Cardinals. This is our Comcast Business pitching matchup. Eric Petty on the mound for the Cardinals. This will be his fifth start of the year, 1-2 record with a 3.43 ERA. Yes, the opponent's average is truly a 181 average. On the other side, Spencer Schwellebach has been great last time out. Not his best, but he's looking to bounce back. And Paul Bird was able to catch up with him yesterday, so take a listen.
Cardinals today. You excited to take the hill?
Absolutely. They got me pretty good the last two times I faced them, so this is going to be a fun one.
That's a sign of a good pitcher getting ready to get back out there after you get hurt.
Absolutely.
I think your fastball is electric. I'd love for you to show the grip and tell me what you think about when you throw it.
So I kind of tinkered with moving my fingers in and out and cock placement and just trying to hold on to different
I had to go out
and, I need to get
talk to them for a minute.
trying to get it.
Pregame.
Some people have it way down in here. I'm just trying to get it just a little bit out of the way. And then having my fingers spread out just enough so when I throw that fastball, that both of my fingers are coming off at the same exact time.
Down goes Stowers. 5 Ks for Schwellebach.
Just try to get that, efficient spin and
Yeah.
get it to carry at the top of the zone.
It's electric. Your favorite pitch to throw?
Yeah, if I can throw it in upper 90s, yeah, it's a really fun pitch.
We like that butt pitch as well. He's throwing that hard. Now, I want him to back it down a little bit, Peter. The last time out against Toronto, 4 2/3, tied a career high with 6 earned runs. I felt like he might be overthrowing a little bit early in that ball game. Never really able to truly settle down, but he's looking to bounce back. He's been so good other than that one start.
Exactly. I don't know what it was in Toronto, but
a little secret. There's normally a breeze when the roof's open. There's a little breeze that comes towards you that makes everything move a little bit more. So I did come in here willing to defend him and say that maybe he wasn't able to figure out the movement.
Yeah.
And then I saw some of where the pitches were. Yeah, there was a little bit of middle with stuff that wasn't moving very much at all. So I think he'll be fine coming back south of the border. He's too good to put on another performance like that. I think he prides himself. Even when you look at the highlights here, when Smith comes and gets the ball, he just says, "My bad." So he just wants to be out there. He wants to win so bad, and he's done so much this year just to prove to me that he's going to be up there for this no problem.
Well, when I look at all of his pitches, he can throw everything for strikes. Last time out, I didn't think things were quite as crisp. The slider, especially, that's a pitch that he goes to consistently when he's right. Last time out, only one swing and miss on the slider. I expect a better, crisper slider out of him today. At home, we talked about the offense at home. They're really good. Well, Spencer Schroeder, one earned run in 14 innings in 2 starts here at Truist Park this year.
I think that was the first time we've seen him not have multiple off-speed pitches that he can go to at any time. So for him to be able to bounce back, and he would have worked on in the bullpen here in Atlanta, and he would have figured out something. So I have every confidence that we're going to see a very good Spencer Schroeder tonight.
Well, he's gone 6 innings in 3 of the 4 starts, so that's a good sign. They need him to go at least 6 today. I think it's going to be important, especially with the Strider news. It was supposed to start tomorrow. Let's look at Eric Fenny on the other side. Peter, he came back from Korea last year, signed a 2-year deal with the White Sox that got traded over at the deadline to St. Louis, but he's been really good this year. Had one tough outing, but other than that, just fantastic.
We got to see him a bunch when he was with the Washington Nationals before he went up to Korea, but he obviously figured something out or found something. He's manipulating the baseball a lot better. He's throwing a lot more strikes. He's working on the edges. The stuff's moving a lot more.
Yeah.
He's very nimble based on that play. But when you go over to Korea or Japan, they give you a different voice. They talk about different philosophies, and they talk about different ways to get guys out. And I think he's really learned something over there, and hopefully we can somehow dig up the old guy we used to face in Washington.
And there's some guys on this team that have some really good numbers against Fenny. Riley, 350. Ozuna, ready for this one?
Tell me.
583.
Average?
Yes.
Okay, that'll play.
5 walks, a couple of home runs mixed in there as well. And Matt Olson's hot, so hopefully he does some damage against Eric Fenny. Also, by the way, did you know that Fenny was the 18th overall pick? I had no idea.
No.
He was a huge prospect there for a while. Yep.
Really?
Yep. So he came back from Korea and has done a nice job in his year plus since he's been back. This is our tax fees countdown clock. First pitch is closing in. Just over 23 minutes until we see Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound. We're going to wrap things up on the other side.
Yeah.
The series opener on FanDuel Sports Network.
Oh, pizza! We're trapped my dishes.
Don't worry, they've got new Dawn power sets. You'll power through this whole pile.
Oh, hang on.
It's the dish soap with 2 times more powerful suds.
Lucky ducks.
Dawn's
I'll be right back.
Soft lock and removes 99% of grease.
So it doesn't get passed from dish to dish.
Ooh, clean and stacked.
Like ducks in a row.
Good one.
New Dawn power sets, the better grease getter.
Every player on the team knows the value of one great coach. They see the whole field. They give advice. And they bring strategy and support. At New York Life, we know the power of having someone by your side. That's why we're proud to be the official financial guidance partner of Major League Baseball.
All I ever wanted was to be a cool boss with RV on the Nick pay. Not to know what a walleye is.
All that matters is that you can use your RV and work with your own auto insurance.
And got great savings and coverage.
At Delta, we get where you're coming from. After all, we're travelers, just
Winter Rewards members earn and redeem fast with thousands of destinations. Winter Rewards, everyone. We name every month, every check-in, every stay, every friend's getaway, every free night on us, every stay without a price, every handshake, every.
Well, just got my explanation in the last one about Shirley, and I think he's going to bounce back tonight. I really do think that this is a night where he can respond to some adversities that he's not used to facing. He's been cruising until that last outing. So for me, he's going to bounce back, and we're going to end up with another victory.
I think he's got something to prove too. In two starts against St. Louis last year, 8 earned runs and 11 innings, so he's got something to prove. For me, it makes the walks hurt. Everybody walks a pretty good bit of guys. They have more walks, they have strikeouts on the season. You're going to see strikes, you're going to see contact. If he puts them on base with a free pass, trying that sinker up in the zone. You mentioned to me just a few minutes ago, it's hard for these guys to get used to the mound.
Yeah.
First time through the order, so we'll see if they can take advantage of it. Yeah, 2 minutes.
Let's get some other games. What just did I do?
Well, you know, the good actually. Get yourself back, look at that. That's a good tough one. Last time out, they go against Eric Philly in the series over Atlanta. 6-2 at first start. Let's make it 7-2 after this one.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Intranet, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits and a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Nice car. Still for sale. Actually, I'm going to pay you half an hour. Hey, look. You know, the trailer around. Blow this baby up.
Take a pic.
You just send your credit card home? Yes, I did. Well, I put this location in contact. I tried to tell you.
Sell your credit card on today.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. The gooey gooey.
The whole mile word.
Oh, my word.
Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes today
Today, a little bit more special.
That's what those us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love. That's the reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right? Because of dirt bikes. Gas station. You gotta start at the top and work your way down. How many do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma. They have to fill the silence. The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your world when you bundle with us.
Look at that hot router.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated upgrades, custom configurations create a space that's uniquely timeless, yet distinctly personal. Elevated design, very thoughtful living. Think.
I'll take it easy on you guys.
Whatever.
Nah, bro, I'm good right here. Yeah, you got no chance of getting it out of the infield anyway. Last time you gave me some names, I took you deep. Come on in here.
What was that? That's not fair. I wasn't even ready.
Save it, Junior. Daryl, give me something to eat. You're watching FanDuel Sports Network. The home of the Braves and Hawks.
Atlanta Braves baseball is presented by Truist. Atlanta coming off the sweep of the Twins, and now the St. Louis Cardinals in town for a 3-game set on a gorgeous night for baseball here at Truist Park. And Spencer Schwellenbach is on the mound for the Bravos. Hello again, everybody. Brandon Good and CJ Nikowski with you from the broadcast booth. So Atlanta first sweep of the year. Now can you carry that momentum forward, CJ? Always like your chances with Schwellenbach on the mound, especially here at home. He's been terrific in this ballpark. This team has been really good in this ballpark. But for Spencer Schwellenbach, he's coming off a tough start that he had up in Toronto. Look what he has done here. 6-4 with that sub-3 ERA. Really nice batting average again. Done an excellent job generating the swing miss, and that is an absurd number at the bottom there. 85 strikeouts to just 10 walks in this ballpark. Mentioned how well this team has played here as well. We didn't lay it off for a rough start on the road, but the wins have been here at home. Take a look at what we've seen so far. When you look what the Cardinals have done on the road, right, running 9 right now. The Braves 6-2. How they have hit at home, tremendous. How they have pitched at home, tremendous. The Cardinals, everything on the opposite side. It's like a perfect formula for a win tonight, feature. And hopefully it is a win. It would be the 4th in a row for the Atlanta Braves. St. Louis comes in limping a little bit. They were swept in a 4-game series up in New York against the Mets. All right, when we get back, we're going to have some pitching news. Unfortunately, Spencer Strider to the IL. Our 3 pitchers, Paul Bird, Peter Moylan, and that guy CJ Nikowski. They're going to take you through it when we get back.
Tired of struggling with impossible messes in your tub and shower? Some cleaning sprays only target the top layer of grime, making it difficult to remove the top layers. Switch to Mr. Clean Foaming Bath Magic Eraser. Simply add water to activate. Magic Eraser has the cleaning power of dawn and the scrubbing power of an eraser to effortlessly capture 100% of the buildup, stain, and grime that some sprays leave behind. And because it cleans so well, you can replace it with cleaning products. Switch to Mr. Clean Foaming Bath Magic Eraser.
I can watch his writing signal. He has confidence to ask questions. He doesn't understand. He's imposing his own schedule, which is a lot like what I look at that percent
My favorite part about being the REA is also amazing club. I get on this club and then I realize that there are so many people like me. Okay, for game night,
Road moving is a brand new puzzle game that's just
wait, what? Those are my games.
You can build kingdoms by solving puzzles. Yeah.
Don't need these games.
Go to the black box.
See you later, router.
Best of all, relax.
No ads.
You go, back up.
How did Ultra Reaction download Royal Kingdom today?
Great.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Yellow
An absolutely beautiful evening here Monday night at Truist Park as we get you ready for Game 1 between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves. Our Alpha Insurance Best coverage will take a look at what's going on with this pitching staff. The starters in particular, over their last 5 home starts, have been dominant with ERA under 3 and a really nice strikeout per 9 rate of 10.4. But they're not the only ones. The bullpen really coming together well over their last 10. Also, a 2.88 ERA for that bullpen. Welcome into FanDuel Sports Network's Now Visit. CJ Nikowski, Peter Moylan, and Paul Byrd with you. And Peter, let's go ahead and start with that bullpen. Your specialty, because Drew really is doing a nice job here lately.
They really are. I think it's about they've finally found or established what their roles are going to be. We've seen guys go multiple innings the last couple of days, which has been really impressive. Royce Sellers picked it up, had a tough start to the season, but let's be honest, it was a tough cut to start the season by everybody. So some of the situations that we've been getting out of, Montero's been incredible. He's come over the bases running a couple of times. Daysville Hernandez has taken the emotions to another level, which is good to see. A guy that needs to fire up. We saw the best outing of the year from Kish Johnson. And like I mentioned earlier, Iggy just continues to impress with the efficiency. I know, CJ, you love that efficiency. You got to 11 pitches last time, but we let that one slide. You know what about that, Peter? Tell me. The bullpen, they don't get enough credit. They're like the offensive line. You always put the camera on when they struggle. Nice to see those guys getting the shot out. Yeah, but somebody's got to get the ball to the relievers. The starters have been outstanding. Grant Holmes last time. Yeah, he didn't throw 8 or 9 innings, but he grinded and he got that victory and gave them what they needed. Spencer Schwellenbach on the hill tonight. He throws very well at home. I caught up to him earlier. He's very graceful in telling me how he throws his 4-seam fastball, which is electric.
I kind of tinkered with moving my fingers in and out and thumb placement, and just after trying a whole bunch of different things, I realized that I need to get my thumb out of the way. So I'm just trying to get it tucked a little bit. Some people have it way down in here. I'm just trying to get it just a little bit out of the way. And then having my fingers spread out just enough so when I throw that fastball, that both of my fingers are coming off at the same exact time. Just trying to get that, efficient spin and get it to carry at the top of the zone.
Who knew? If I could have learned that 20 years ago, maybe I too could have thrown 97, 98, 99 feet. Listen, buddy, I'm so glad you said that because I'm just thinking the same thing. If we had all those weapons back in the day, I didn't know what spin efficiency was. I didn't know what body efficiency was, obviously. Spencer Schwellenbach absolutely does. He's an animal. I think he's obviously going to bounce back from that outing in Toronto, but he has just continued to grow every time he goes out there.
Yeah, I would agree, absolutely. We're a little bit surprised to see what happens in Toronto. We look forward to this start tonight here for Spencer Schwellenbach. The other Spencer Strider. We got some bad news just before the game started here, and that is that Spencer Strider is going to the 15-day IL. Why? Because he strained his right hamstring earlier today while he was playing catch. And we will see Michael Pearson recalled. He will be at the game tonight. He'll be in the bullpen. No news of who is going to take the start tomorrow. It's not going to be A.J. Smith-Shawver because for A.J. Smith-Shawver, he pitched 3 days ago, so not enough rest in between. So we'll wait on that news when we get it. We appreciate it, guys. First installment of the Mount Visit. I'd say it was a decent success. Absolutely. When we get back here on FanDuel Sports Network, the left-handed hitters, they showed out against the Minnesota Twins. Let's hear a little bit more about why that's going to be important for this series against the Cardinals when we get back.
Unlimited frequency cash back from Daddy I just get one of everything.
Everything.
when you think about it, maybe they don't even think of half the trips the world takes and trips. It's the feeling we know which we want to get back. No matter what times bring up you, we know because if they'll tell which travels, just like you, which is why we try to make you feel love. Our experience in our being able to find wonderful. Your teachers are extremely supportive, signing reasons to enjoy it, and making friends, keeping ourselves safe. Now, I need those situations as well. Something I want other.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Georgia Drive Shipping. Buy rooms to go, buy the peach, save a little, buy the rooms, save a lot. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life. Braves trying to keep the momentum of the sweep of the Minnesota Twins going as now they host the St. Louis Cardinals for 3. See some of the pictures from the last series of those left-handed hitters in the Braves lineup. They were incredible. That leads us to our Georgia Aquarium Below the Surface feature here today. So this is left-handed hitters for the Braves against Minnesota. 18 for 49. Look at that OPS over 1,000. 8 extra bases, 13 ribbies, and everything went right for the lefties. And we asked Tim Hires about their approach.
Feels good. Get some guys on base. Kind of been really, real spot here with Verdugo getting on base early for some of the big boys. Olsen's swinging really good right now. I think he's using the whole field, kind of really patient and getting some good pitches to hit. So yeah, it's pretty good to see.
There seems to be some chemistry between Verdugo and Michael Harris in the bench talking about the way pitchers are pitching them. Did you pick up on that?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of neat to see. I always think when teammates talk with teammates, that's a benefit because we got to come together. It's kind of like a family. And I think when you're in the batter's box and in that competitive edge and sharing some of the tips or sharing some things you see, I think that's a really plus for your teammates.
Well, that guy's been a nice addition. One of the lefties and Alex Verdugo, of course, Matt Olson continuing to do his thing. Big series against the Twins, and hopefully the boys can continue it tonight with St. Louis in town, who's got a 3-game set. Back to us on the other side as we continue to set the table.
Good news for human families. T-Mobile will pay off their old phones up to $800 and give them 4 iPhone 16 phones. Means an iPhone for your people. T-Mobile's family agreement will help pay off your old phone and give you 4 iPhone 16s.
Unlimited 3% cash back with adding in an account. I still get one of everything. Everything.
Buy everything. See, that's one thing about it that they will put it down in there and unlimited 3% cashback. Yes, back on tickets. Back on the what is it? Yourself?
Had a feeling we won't earn that well. What's the deal?
The DQ freezer is opening again to bring back our most wishful blizzard play. Freezer clear just in time for our 85th birthday. So I wish that I had. I can't say I wish out loud and be true. The confetti cake blizzard treat is back, filled with confetti cake pieces and confetti frosting. All that's missing is a candle.
This is what I wish for.
Oh, don't be late to the party. Grab yours before the DQ freezer closes.
Those knows you are powerful trees, powerful projects. So we're powering up savings during spring. New free 56-volt batteries when you shop Ego, the #1 rated brand for this power. Lowe's is your destination to shop Ego this spring. Lowe's knows how to help you spring.
Hey, we're getting ready for the bag season here at Beaches of Holman. We start May. Get your team signed up now.
Features! Whatever you want, food, family, and fun, make it features and Lowe's.
One thing that surprised me about RBA is they want to do school, whereas it's struggling.
All of the educators, staff, the parents, the specialists, everybody is still relevant.
Spencer Schrillenbach, but overall in his 4 starts, the numbers are still really strong. We've gotten used to it, and there's a high strikeout rate, the low walk rate. You can see that 2.5 ERA with his right-hander who brings that 97-mile-an-hour fastball along with his split, slider, curveball, and cut. Ollie Marble, 4th year as a big league skipper over there with the Cardinals, and here's a lineup that he's going to roll out, presented by your local Toyota dealers. Of course, the veteran Arenado, he will be cleaning up quite a few young bucks up and down this lineup, including 2 Atlanta natives, and George Walker and Victor Scott. CJ, how about your 4 keys here tonight? Go ahead and keep the pedal on the gas for a couple of different reasons. You're coming off the sweep of the Minnesota Twins, but for Spencer Schrillenbach in particular, that was a Toronto game. It was 5 hitters that got a roll in a row that reached base, and that kind of changed the entire game. Contact wins tonight. Eric Fetty is the starter for the St. Louis Cardinals. He's got one of the lowest strikeout rates in the game.
Yeah.
The ball is going to be put in play, and a high velocity would be very much welcome. And here we go.
Ball. Yes. A little bit outside.
Atlanta coming off the sweep of the Twins. First sweep of the year for the Braves. Meanwhile, the Cardinals, they come in reeling a little bit. They just got swept in a 4-game series up against the New York Mets. And that has led to what has been a really slow start for them on the road, as we talked about in our open. 1-9 right now for the St. Louis Cardinals, but they have been swinging the bats pretty well overall. They have the 2nd highest batting average in the game. Schrillenbach, 97 right down the chute. 1-2 here to Lars Nootbaar.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Nootbaar.
Home plate umpire tonight, the crew chief, Mark Carlson.
Mark Carlson is the home plate umpire and the crew chief.
Righties across the top for both lefties and righties. The areas in which he happens to open it up, away to lefties, inside to righties now.
Foul ball.
Away to the lefty there, and the splitter is spoiled by Nootbaar. Yeah, so both of these teams have struggled away from their home parks, but been really good at home. The Braves now 6-2 here at Truist this year. And Schrillenbach off to a great start. He fans Nootbaar with a splitter. Not an easy thing to do, just a 16% strikeout rate. League average at 22. Nootbaar is a guy that puts the ball in play often, but that is the perfect version of the Spencer Schrillenbach split, right? It starts at the bottom of the zone and finishes just below. Yeah, so the 16th strikeout of the year for Nootbaar. He has 17 walks. That's how good he's been. So a hard guy to strike out. I think we just lost some lights here at the ballpark. So what's nice about the LEDs, right? If this is a decade or more ago, we probably would have had about a 20-minute delay. But you can flick them right back on, and they're ready to go. And we are ready to go as Contreras digs in. First pitch, hit hard, but there's Nick Allen.
There's Nick Allen.
That leads us to our Braves racetrack defense. Again, it's Verdugo, Harris, and Kelnick in the outfield. And the same infield that we're getting used to, and Sean Murphy, day off yesterday from catching, but back behind the dish. You must have had a couple of those delays in the minor leagues. Oh, yeah. Lights go out.
Who's digs for the Braves?
Grab a drink, maybe a sandwich is going to be a few minutes. Rookie ball my first year, I think.
No, Ozzy.
Montana, lights went off. It was about 45 minutes. And then it was a 4.5-hour game. We finished like 45. And then went back and stayed at whatever hotel was there in Missoula. You maybe second
ball outside. 1-1 the count.
My $20 per diem over
tie game. 2 out. First inning.
Donovan to center.
Donovan to center.
Allen can't get to it.
Allen can't get to it.
There's the first base runner and first hit of the ball game. That sounded like it might have been a broken bat there for Donovan. And
it might have been a broken bat for Donovan.
Allen, the way that he turned here, first you're going to see the pitch. That is the curveball from Spencer Schrillenbach, but he turned the right way, and he's not that close, but he gave himself a chance. Usually you see guys get turned around and not quite on line with where that ball's hit. Up and down this lineup, quite a few young guys. It's a little bit of a youth movement for St. Louis. This is one of the veterans, the holdover, Nolan Arenado, just turned 34 last week. A lot of people surprised to see him in this Cardinals uniform. So much speculation about him potentially getting traded this past offseason. There were talks of a deal with the Astros and invoking the no-trade clause. Ultimately, the Astros pivoted. They signed Christian Walker. Good stop by Murphy, 1-2.
One and two. The count. No new score. Just getting underway.
Off to a pretty strong start. He's only struck out 5 times this year.
Yeah, that's what I wanted
to
to do.
get on strikes. But I think it just happened. Yes, foul tip into the mid. There's the 6th strikeout of the year for Arenado. Bravo's got
There's the 6th.
We have a very special bond, I think, as a family. Spectrum is the connecting thread to everything we do.
It provides us with reliability, lightning speeds, and allows us to do what we need to do in our lives.
From school to homework to entertainment, Spectrum's the perfect match for me and my family.
Fast, reliable internet starting at $30 a month, backed by the Spectrum commitment to keep you connected.
Our experience in the RVA has been wonderful. The teachers are extremely supportive, and Simon really seems to enjoy it and is making friends, and he's more socially active now than he was in a traditional school.
Something I want other kids to know is that even though it seems like you're not giving friends, you actually are. I like how the RVA provides an environment that more suited to my needs.
Every player on a team knows the value of a great coach. They see the whole field. They give advice. And they bring strategy and support. At New York Life, we know the power of having someone by your side. That's why we're proud to be the official financial guidance partner of Major League Baseball.
That is stunning. Here in Atlanta as we go to the bottom of the 1st inning. What a nice night for baseball. Here's the lineup brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. That guy Alex Verdugo off to a great start in his Atlanta Braves career, and he's back at the top of the lineup here tonight. And it's going to be the righty Eric Fetty on the mound here for the Cardinals.
He's off to a pretty decent start here. 4 starts in, outside of the strikeouts and walks. 10 strikeouts to 11 walks, but respectable ERA for this righty.
First pitch right back where it came from.
First pitch right.
Verdugo is retired.
Verdugo. Fetty.
Defense behind Fetty.
Fetty.
Brought to you by Racetrack. Mason Wynn is still injured. He's supposed to come off the IL tomorrow. He's normally their starting shortstop, so that kind of shifts things around. Donovan at short, Gorman at second, Arenado Contreras at the corners, and Pajes is the catcher. A little bit different, though, to see Wilson Contreras, CJ, down there at first base.
Didn't take long at all for them to get him off the catcher position. He signed that contract about a couple of years ago, and after the first year, they pretty much decided he wasn't going to catch, which seemed kind of odd. I believe it was a 5-year contract that he signed, but they didn't like what was going on defensively. It didn't quite fit, which, again, is when you get into a 5-year deal, it's a quick decision to make, but everybody seems happy now with him over at first base.
Two and two to Austin Riley.
2-2 to Austin Riley.
Three-two pitch.
3-2 pitch.
Out of play.
Out of
Fetty
play.
faced Atlanta a lot when he was in a Washington Nationals uniform, but has not seen Atlanta since 2022, so it's been a few years.
And he's a different guy, right? If you look at kind of who he was prior to going to Korea a couple of years ago, who he has been since he has come back, they're looking at a different pitcher.
Yeah, he had his struggles with the Nationals, and he goes over to Korea in 2023. He wins their equivalent of the Cy Young Award Comes back, gets a deal with the White Sox. Goes to the Cardinals at last year's deadline, and now here he is in his first full season with St. Louis.
And he does rely heavily on that two-seam fastball. You see one there at 95 miles an hour. Overall, he's kind of an average ground ball pitcher, but when he throws that pitch, 65% ground ball rate. I mentioned he does not strike a lot of guys out. His plan is to try to use that two-seam fastball to get the baseball.
Yeah. Good.
Good eye by Riley.
Good eye by Riley. First base on.
Georgia Natural Gas impact play tonight is going a little deeper in Eric Fetty when he has faced these Braves hitters. He'll take that all day. 413.
That's everybody. The only guy that hasn't faced him in the lineup tonight is Jared Kelnick. This man right here has enjoyed it. 7 for 12 with 2 home runs for Marcelo Zuna against Eric Fetty in his career.
And a couple of doubles mixed in there as well in those 7 hits, and he comes up aggressive.
Yeah.
But this is certainly a team that Fetty has struggled mightily against back in his days in a Washington uniform.
So that's new, right, for Marcel to see that sweeper. Technically, the sweeper didn't even exist last time Eric Fetty was in the big leagues prior to Korea, and the last time the Braves saw him.
In the next 5 years, how many new pitches are going to be invented with new names?
Well, I think based on the trend, a couple for sure. I mean, the sweeper is the big one. The splinker is kind of making its way thanks to Paul Skeens and a couple of others.
Close, 2-2.
Creativity with the names is always a lot of fun.
Yes.
It's just a matter of what else can you really do. And that one was just out of the zone. I mentioned a little bit of a tighter zone for Mark Carlson, especially to that side of the plate.
Braves had the bats going yesterday. Ozuna got into the act with a solo shot to left. Reaches for this.
Reaches for this.
Sweeper. Donovan has it 2 down.
Donovan has it 2 down.
You mentioned the home runs, 21 of them for the Atlanta Braves over the last 12 games. That's the most in Major League Baseball. On the flip side, the St. Louis Cardinals over that same time, they've only hit 5. And that is tied for the fewest in the game. So quite the contrast that we have with the home run records and what's been going on here lately with the long ball for these two clubs.
Yeah, you noted for St. Louis, their batting average good, their power numbers not as great.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Three homers, 13 driven in for Olsen so far this year.
Well, that's what I need to do. No, not go away.
And Matt put a 2-run homer in the Braves bullpen in right center yesterday.
Well, maybe that lack of power for the Cardinals will get that streak finally ended. We talked about it a little bit, but the Braves let up that 1 home run yesterday to Byron Buxton. That made 13 straight games in which they allowed a homer. That is a franchise record. They're 7-6 over that time. But yeah, let's go ahead and just watch that here this series.
Good news is the Braves have been out homering their opponents.
Right. It was an interesting streak, quite honestly. It's one thing when you're a bad team and you're not pitching well and you see a streak like that. That has not been the case. Showed it earlier. The bullpen's been great over the last 10. The starters have been great these last 5 home games. It's not as if they've been pitching poorly. It's one solo shot to Byron Buxton that kept the streak alive, but it turned out to be meaningless.
That man, Grant Holmes, fantastic yesterday. He's had a couple of really good starts consecutively. Changeup just misses. 3-2.
3-2.
And that is low. So a pair of first inning walks here for Eric.
Pair of first inning walks. He cannot find the strike zone after he struck out Austin Riley.
There are 15 walks in there over those three.
And he's got.
Now can the Braves take advantage of that?
Now can the Braves take advantage?
First pitch, grounded to Contreras. The new first baseman fumbles it, but does recover. Scoreless after one.
Scoreless after one. Ozzy Albies was up first pitch. Whacked it right out over to William Contreras. Burlinson, Walker, Goldman, Peggy, and Scott. Look.
Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes today
a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Every player on the team knows the value of a great coach. They see the whole field. They give advice. And they bring strategy and support. At New York Life, we know the power of having someone by your side. That's why we're proud to be the official financial guidance partner of Major League Baseball.
Second inning, and it is time to welcome in Paul Bird with our Kia Field Report. Hello, Birdie.
Brandon, what's going on? I'm talking Spencer Schwellenbach. It's really hard to make a mistake with the microphone and want to get back on it. Same thing on the hill. When you give up a bunch of runs, sometimes you get a little timid. But the best pitchers, when they mess up, they actually can't wait to get back out there. Such was the case when I interviewed Spencer earlier yesterday. He was itching to get back out there. Guys, a sign of a great pitcher.
And what's so interesting about that, Birdie, we certainly all can relate. Those 5 days, the wait in between, well, yes, you're excited to get back out there. The days go so much slower when you're coming off a bad one. Don't you agree?
I certainly agree, and that's so well said, coming from a starter and a reliever. You know the difference. When you're a reliever, you got a chance to get back in there the next day. That's the thing I didn't like about starting is you got to sit there. It's like waiting to be executed.
Well, the good thing for get a big meal.
Get your favorite meal. That's right.
That got aggressive. The good thing for Schwellenbach is he hasn't had many of those bad starts, so he hasn't had to taste that wait for 5 days when you aren't going good. But for whatever reason, Toronto had his number last year. They had his number in the last start as well.
Yeah, and same thing with the Cardinals. So, 2 didn't bode well. But here's what I really, really like. He doesn't have a full year in the big leagues yet as a starter. If you got 10 years in the big leagues, you're going to see that attitude. But a rookie who's come off, who's struggled, you can get a little timid, think, do I change something? Do I do this? Do I that? He didn't fall for it. He just can't wait to get back out there.
Yeah, that's a great point. He's up to 25 now career starts here early on for Spencer Schwellenbach. And as Birdie mentioned, struggles last year against the Cardinals, lost both of those. He did have 14 strikeouts in those 11 innings with no walks against them, but he allowed 8 earned runs. So it's payback time tonight. It's good perspective. He's less than 11 months away from his major league debut. It just seems like he's been out there longer because he's been so good. And he's pretty good right there. He freezes Alec Burleson. And perhaps an accidental split that decided to identify as a cutter here. Because look at that pitch. It showed up a split, but that looked every bit a cutter. Now he throws his cutter a lot harder than that. But very effective. And some guys, I think we've seen it more. I don't think that was intentional, but more and more pitchers of this generation will cut their version of a changeup with intent. First pitch lined out to center off the bat of Jordan Walker. Jordan Walker, Stone Mountain, Georgia, went to Decatur High School, and he is 0 for 1 in his return trip here to Atlanta.
Gretchen reminding me Decatur where it's greater, because she was also a Decatur Bulldog herself. She still holds the three-point record for the gamer career. It was the most misses from three-point range. Good thing they tracked that. Yep, even back then. But she tried, folks. She got them up. Nolan Gorman. 1 ball, 1 strike. Already 3 strikeouts for Schwellenbach. He's not going to get a 4th. That ball's hit really well toward the gap. It does stay in the yard, but it will be a double for Nolan Gorman. They squared this 4-seam fastball up pretty well. 97 miles an hour out of the hand of Spencer Schwellenbach, and then 105 on its way to that gap. Now, it's 2 outs, not a big deal, obviously, but it is a runner in scoring position. Put that one in the back of your mind as well, and thinking about a 1-1 count and the guy, actually 1-2 count, and the guy jumping on your heater. 3rd double of the year for Gorman. Inning continues to the catcher, Pothouse. He's kind of been thrust into a starting role here because Ivan Herrera is out with a knee injury right now. They're expecting to get Herrera back in 2 to 3 more weeks, but in the meantime, Pothouse has been getting a lion's share of the catching duties. This one's going to go foul. And the thing with Pothouse here is a backup guy, respectable number, not going to hit for average. 235 this year, he had 238 last year, but he did have 7 home runs in the 68 games that he played in last year. 60 of those were starts, so he can pop you once in a while. Thirtieth pitch here tonight for Spencer Schwellenbach. 2 down. 2-2 pitch. Right field. That's going to drop in front of Keldick. Gorman is held at third, and that's probably a good decision, but oh no! Olsen threw it wide of Riley, and the Cardinals are going to get on the board. And all the way into third goes Pothouse. We don't see this very often at all from the Braves defense. They have been excellent all season long. We saw the first Vladimir yesterday. And for Gorman, he was getting waved early, and then the brakes went up a little bit late. He was going to run through the stop sign, and he would have been in trouble. And then Matt Olson saw that opportunity to throw the ball over to third base, but it goes wide, and unfortunately that leads to a run for the Cardinals. Can Allen get to this? Now can he do anything with it? No. Victor Scott, who got that single, is one of the fastest guys in Major League Baseball. So Pothouse scores it just like that. It's 2-0. Some bad luck here as far as where this ball was hit. You can see Nick Allen playing up the middle, and absolutely no chance at throwing at a guy like Scott. So bad break there for Schwellenbach, and for Scott, he's the other guy in the lineup, along with Walker, who is from Atlanta. So that's his first big league at bat here at Truist Park, and he drives in a run. And the only thing there, obviously, the error allows the what would have been first and third to be man on third and a run in. There might have been a play over at second base, right? If you have Pothouse still at first on that ball for Nick Allen, who had obviously no play at first. Back to the top of the order, Lars Newbar, who struck out last inning. Gotta keep your eye on Scott. He is 7 for 7 already this year at stolen bases. Spencer Schwellenbach does an excellent job holding runners. He has not allowed a stolen base so far this season. Last year it was just 4. Scott goes, fouled off. It's a pretty healthy lead.
Yeah.
And some guys will mess with you, but from that angle that we got to look at there, it seemed like he was definitely going.
Folks, I got some sad news.
That indicated he was getting ready to off.
If any of you are Catholics, Pope Francis has passed away. He passed sometime earlier today. So if you're here in the U.S. and you see the flags at half staff, that's why they are at half staff. I just wanted to say that before stolen base, safe. So, yeah. Now back to the game.
You got a pitch that missed this location, which probably should have been called a strike. That was a good throw from Sean Murphy. The little things that matter, sorry, BG, is that watching Nick Allen, the way he caught that baseball, he let the ball travel. He didn't catch the ball and then come back and try to tag it. You're never going to be faster than the throw from Sean Murphy. And so while he was in front of the bag a little bit, he brings his glove back to let that ball carry as long as he possibly can to get that tag down. That was well done. And now a 3-2 pitch here coming to Newball.
Yeah.
Do it again. Not the first inning those guys were hoping for, or rather the second inning, I should say here. Slapped out to left center. Harris will go over the gap to grab it, but the Cards do get 2, and they lead it after an inning and a half.
Cards lead it after an inning and a half.
I am a cheater, a thief, a liar. But not like you think. I have metastatic breast cancer, and I pretend that I'm fine, but I'm tricking my cancer. I'm yanking back more moments, memories, with Enhertu. Enhertu is for adults whose HER2 positive or HER2 low breast cancer cannot be removed by surgery or is metastatic, and who have received a prior treatment, or whose cancer has come back during or within 6 months of ending treatment. Enhertu helped people live longer than other medicines. Your doctor will do tests to ensure Enhertu is right for you. Enhertu can cause serious side effects, like lung problems that may lead to death, low white blood cell counts that are common and sometimes severe, and problems with your heart pumping blood. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening shortness of breath, trouble breathing, signs of infection, cough, fever, chills, feeling tired, swelling of ankles or legs, irregular heartbeat, sudden weight gain, dizziness, or loss of consciousness. Enhertu can harm your unborn baby. Talk to your doctor about pregnancy, breastfeeding, and defective birth control. Ask about other side effects. With Enhertu, all that is mundane, magical.
Damn commercials.
Mine. Sure, metastatic breast cancer will try to take it all, but not today.
Weird commercial.
The DQ freezer is opening again for our 85th birthday to bring back our most wished for blizzard flavor. It's the Confetti Cake Blizzard Treat, filled with confetti cake pieces and confetti frosting. Don't be late to the party. Grab yours before the DQ
Let's
freezer closes.
go, Braves. Yeah, let's go, Braves. Right.
See if we can get this inning started. Maybe get the Braves on the board here in a second. He does have all the sauce. He does. He's got all the sauce.
I don't know, Tom.
They still say that? They do. I think they can.
No.
Yep.
Blankety, 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 Tom.
There's nothing that children hate more than parents using the lingo of the day. Kind of
Lingo.
right? But even if you do, they don't want to hear it. I think you nailed it.
Yeah. 2-0 pitch.
1 and 2 here, Fetty.
Now it's 1 and 2. That was a ball on dirt. That was a 87-mile-an-hour
Mention how well
change
these
up.
Braves have done against their Fetty. 3 for 4 for Michael with a double.
1-2 pitch.
And another hit here.
Another swing away, golf swing right off the right before the dirt. A nice hit, Michael Ellis.
Michael goes down and gets this changeup, 88 miles an hour. And this is a changeup that
Yeah, just a few feet off the dirt.
You pull off of it to ground ball to the right side. Michael stayed on.
The ground ball is to the right side.
Sean Murphy hitting 7th tonight.
Sean Murphy hitting 7th.
That's tight zone, right? We've seen a couple of pitches already
Ball 1.
early on that look like they're on the black that are not getting called, including what we saw there, and ultimately them not hurting Spencer Schwellenbach for that pitch to Newport with the stolen base.
Yeah.
Off Fetty.
Off of
He
Fenny.
recovers to throw to first.
Wow.
But now is he okay? That got him pretty good.
Trainer and manager coming out.
This is pretty hard. 91 miles an hour. Now, did he
91 miles an hour.
hit him, or was it a direct hit? I think it got him pretty direct, CJ. Lower body at least, right? Yes. Oh, yeah, maybe right calf. Yeah, around the
Yeah.
knee area, but I don't think the glove stopped it at all. The adrenaline in these moments was what
Yeah.
allows him to make that play. Right, he's in some significant pain right now, but when it's first happening, you don't really feel. You know something's wrong, but you're also thinking, "I want to get this out. Where's the baseball?" That was a
Manager
good
and trainer looking at him.
Throws a couple of pitches, which I'm sure they're going to ask him to do.
Where's my phone?
So every pitcher has been through some version of this, and one of the pitchers with the biggest cast in the game at one point for Cole Bird experienced the same thing. Did you, Birdie?
I did. I don't know about biggest cats in the game, but I did get squared up, and been hit numerous times, numerous places. The legs is really tough because the calf, especially, it may feel good right now, but it can tighten up in the next inning or two. You'll work for that. How big a direct hit it was, we don't know. But just because he can pitch right now doesn't mean he can 15, 20 minutes later. And then the scariest thing, this
Yeah.
CJ, is the pitcher altering their delivery without knowing it, compensating because they're injured in the lower half will affect their arm.
Absolutely. And so we thought it was the right calf, correct? The way it turned, I'm trying to think now, the way that he turned.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was the right. You could see how he was trying to push off the mound.
Yeah, so the push off, and Birdie brings up an excellent point. It's not there. It's not a power pitcher necessarily, but we have seen 95 from him, and it really doesn't matter. Everybody's got to be able to
They
push off with the same
applaud.
amount of power. And if you favor it at all, you'll start to see the command start to go a little sideways. He gets ahead of the next hitter, Jared Kelnick, 0-2.
Gets ahead of the next hitter, Jared Kelnick, 0-2.
32-year-old righty.
32-year-old righty.
Fetty staying in the ball game, trying to battle through with that.
Trying to battle through this inning.
Yeah, as Birdie mentioned, the test will be the third inning. After he goes and sits down, and he'll probably, my guess, moving around a little bit so it doesn't tighten up. But that's where the real
Oh, yeah.
will come. He does get Kelnick.
He does get
He went
Kelnick.
top shelf to do it. We haven't seen it too often from Jared Kelnick. The first two pitches were pretty well located. We haven't seen him.
Oh, yeah. So far,
He went after that.
Atlanta has one hit and one out. St. Louis has 2 runs and 4 hits so far.
Was April 4th in Boston. 6 of his 8 runs that he's allowed this year came in that game, but the other 3 starts, 18 innings, 2 runs, no homers. And so far tonight, he's kept the Braves off the board. He's turned in 3 quality starts of the 4 that he has made.
Yeah.
1-1 to Nick Allen.
1-1 to Nick Allen.
Allen pops it up.
Allen pops it up.
This should do it in the second.
This should do it in the second. And it does. So after 2 runs to St. Louis as they lead. And they got 4 hits and no errors. Atlanta has no ones, 1 hit, 1 error. And they're still trying to push a 1 across. I'll be back on Atlanta Braves postgame on a podcast. Peace for the people who cannot physically see me but are listening to me on the radio.
Your doctor will do tests to ensure Enhertu is right for you. Enhertu can cause serious side effects, like lung problems that may lead to death, low white blood cell counts that are common and sometimes severe, and problems with your heart pumping blood. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening shortness of breath, trouble breathing, signs of infection, cough, fever, chills, feeling tired, swelling of ankles or legs, irregular heartbeat, sudden weight gain, dizziness, or loss of consciousness. Enhertu can harm your unborn baby. Talk to your doctor about pregnancy, breastfeeding, and effective birth control. Ask about other side effects. With Enhertu,
All of that is mundane.
Magical. Mine. Sure, metastatic breast cancer will try to take it all, but not today.
Choose 1 appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's famous 2 for $25 with new sizzling skillets and steak.
Distance, but really a pleasant night to start this 3-game series. Braves and Cardinals.
Braves and
St.
Cardinals.
Louis as we march to the top of the 3rd.
As we march to the top of the 3rd.
2-3-4, the Cardinals order, starting with Contreras. He's going to deposit this out into center field. Always the thing you want to know going in is how aggressive are hitters, and that is back-to-back at bats for Wilson Contreras, in which he has swung at the first pitch. So he's at first, and now you're facing one of the hottest hitters in baseball. Tries to bunt here in Donovan.
Donovan.
He's able to get him at first. Guy hitting .360, trying to lay down the bunt. Runner in scoring position, 1 away. And that will certainly drive the new school crazy. He is a really good hitter, but he's got great speed. He's got tools. He's also batting 3rd tonight.
Yeah.
And not to say that you change your game necessarily, because he does have that kind of ability. But your 3-hole hitter giving up an out again and trying to bunt for a hit. That's Spencer Schwellenbach out there. You got to know better. Fields his position so well. Does this right-handed hurler?
Yeah.
So Arenado last time unstruck out, just the 6th time that he has came this year. That's the 3rd fewest strikeouts in baseball, behind Luis Arraez and Jacob Wilson of the A's. By the way, if folks didn't see it, Luis Arraez, nasty collision yesterday at first base with Mauricio Dubon of the Astros. Thankfully, though, looks like he's going to be okay. So he went on the 7-day IL concussion kind of protocol that you go into, but they are feeling pretty good about him coming out of it. And it looked really scary. After this collision, he was pretty much motionless. They had to bring the stretcher out Went to the local hospital, but all the tests came back clean. Not a lot we knew about this either, right? Mauricio Dubon is
Nope.
over from second base. Horizon was trying to bunt for a hit. Everybody gets there at the same time. There was some conversation about will we ever see Major League Baseball go to that second base that we now see in college and in softball. That would not have changed the outcome of that play right there. Well, Dubon felt awful, but his moment was quick right into the base. That was a scary moment. His eyes were shut those first few seconds. I think anytime the stretcher comes out, your mind goes to bad places, and especially had to for Arise and his family watching. We certainly got a good look at the Padres to start the season with that 4-game series. That is a good team, but they are dealing with some significant.
Oh, yeah, that too.
The IL right now for Luis Arise. Jason Hayward just went on the IL. Jackson Merrill is on the IL. Jake Cronenworth is on the IL right now. So they got some pretty big pieces that are not helping them, but they're still winning. Yeah, I mean, the NL West and the NL East, those two divisions, stacked. Now you got to catch some of those power rankings today on Sirius XM. I put a third-place team in that division in the top 5 in baseball. That is how deep that division is running right now. The third-place team is the San Francisco Giants. Who were you co-hosting with today? Chris Jimenez. Yeah, that's right. Ball and 2 strikes here to
A
Burles.
ball and 2 strikes. Two outs.
Allen on the slow roller.
Aaron on the slow roller.
2.5 gone by.
2.5 gone. 3.5 plus 2 to go.
Nice car. Still for sale.
Actually,
Perfect. I'm gonna pay you half now, half later.
well, the thing
I'll
is
whip the
that.
trailer around, blow this baby up.
There you go, Jake.
Thank you.
Did you just sell your car to Carvana?
Yes, I did.
Well, that puts this location into context.
I tried to tell you.
Sell your car to Carvana today.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a hand.
2 words. No or aka no comprehension.
From Wisconsin with love.
Delicious.
Well, maybe you should start.
It's your presentations. They're bad. There was the quarterly review, employee training week, Gary's retirement, and even the office pet policy.
Tori,
This template is timeless.
show him the thing.
Canva.
Kappa?
It's easy.
You made that? You made that for me? Okay.
He's in.
Let's go here for more citizens of the law.
Happy grass, happy home.
So what do you do?
Regular feeding, it makes all the difference. Scott's Weed and Feed. The product is incredible.
Now's the time to kill existing weeds with Turf Builder Weed and Feed.
Feed it, Mom. Feed
Brave Alex Verdugo feeling right at home here at Truist Park. Solid series against the Twins, including a 4-hit game. And now he will lead it off in the third tonight against the Cardinals. And it's early, but he seems to be very well received so far in that Braves clubhouse. I think he's been a breath of fresh air for sure. He's obviously swinging the bat really well, but he comes in personality plus. Talked about it yesterday. This is a guy that has been around winning ball clubs in big cities before. He knows what it takes. And when you've done that and you have that kind of experience, and a lot of guys in this clubhouse have had that experience, and to bring everybody up with you, I think, from an energy standpoint. Nicknamed Doogie, as he's got on that elbow pad there on the right arm. Does he stay with the UGIE spelling? He does. Okay, I'll make sure it wasn't a double O. Yep. And that's also his Instagram handle, Alex D. Doogie. Teach me how to Doogie. 3-1 pitch coming here from Fetty. It's quite the combo. That just misses. And Doogie down to first with a leadoff walk. This is close, but again, tighter zone that we're getting here this evening. Holly Marble, his thoughts, let him be known to Mark Carlson. You noted the walk issues at times this year for Fetty, and that's the third free pass already, and we're only in the third inning. Well, even though it's gone well, right, 3 of the 4 starts have been good. The walks are one way to get there now, or at least to get to them. But as I mentioned, he's a contact pitcher. And that two-seam fastball, because he gets so many ground balls, we talk about this a lot with good single ball pitchers, you could work around your walks and keep the baseball on the ground. Austin Riley hits it high. Austin Riley hits it deep. And this ball game is tied. A majestic, towering shot from Austin Riley. I didn't know if that was going to land. It's a nice little taste, by the way, what it's like to be in the line after hitting a homer. That was pretty cool to see. But you're absolutely right. This is impressive from Austin Riley because it's against a two-seam fastball. And so to be able to barrel it and get it in the air for distance, that's where the challenge lies with a good two-seam fastball. But he got to it. Little flare to right center. Everybody has reached so far here in the bottom of the third. A single for Ozuna. Let's go back to that home run first from Austin Riley. Here's that pitch. It's a two-seamer in off the plate. We talked a lot about him getting pounded in by these pitchers this season. It has stuck out. He was ready for it. I mean, you're talking, 4 to 6 inches in off the plate, and to be able to barrel it, again, impressive from Austin Riley. 412 feet. And now all even. Olsen Grouter right at Contreras, and now they've got Ozuna in a pickle, and well, the Big Bear goes into hibernation mode. What he was hoping for there was that he was going to see a throw from Contreras, step on the bag and throw without looking, and then maybe get back to first base because he knew there was no way he was beating that throw. But Contreras played it really well for a guy who does not have a lot of first base under his belt. Watch it here. Marcel knows he is done. And so perhaps if he step on the bag and throw, he could get back, but it didn't happen. Yeah, nothing he could do. 2 away. I've been trying to watch that right leg of Fetty, CJ, because he was moving around gingerly in the dugout in between the innings, but I don't know that it's bothered him that much. If it is, he doesn't seem to be showing it. He's going to track this down himself, and he makes the catch. Moving okay, but he does give up the tying 2-run shot to Austin Riley. I think he's feeling it a little bit, but good job here again by Austin. Taking that two-seam fastball deep and high into the sky here tonight. It's yours.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
It starts with kindness, reaching out a helping hand. Even the smallest gestures mean the world to a lot of people.
Stand up to cancer. Together.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes today
a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to the West.
It's time to feed the dogs real food, not highly processed pellets. The farmer's dog is fresh food made with whole meat and veggies. It's not dry food. It's not wet food. It's just real food. It's an idea whose time has come. JTB has been nurturing perfect moments through tourism. Behind them, there's always been meaningful exchanges that transcend encounter. When connections spark to life that opens your eyes and drives you forward to a new horizon. Beyond the road traveled awaits boundless opportunity for societal enrichment. Broaden your world, brighten the future. JTB.
Front Homer all tied through 3 innings. And now Schwellenbach, 50th pitch of the night, fouled away by Walker. So everything is new now for Schwellenbach. Very quick 3rd inning, only threw 10 pitches. Then Riley gets the homer, and now he kind of starts from level again. You love when your team picks you up, and obviously it was a little bit of a sloppy situation that led to those 2 runs for the Cardinals. But there is something about that energy when you get that game back to even, and when you got a chance to win it. A ball and 2 strikes to Jordan Walker. Swing and a miss. 96. Got up on it quickly. It's not just 96. It's 96 with cut, moving away from a right-handed hitter. You already know that it's a live fastball. He can generate swing and miss. But look at the angle in which that ball goes away from Jordan Walker. Now Nolan Gorman comes up hacking. Harris sets up shop. Quick message from Zaxby's.
Southern fried chicken or shrimp? Why not both? Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's.
Catcher Pedro Pajes was a rookie last year, now 2nd big league season. Takes a strike. That got a piece of Sean Murphy. Fellow catcher Pajes can relate. Good sign when they're chuckling about it. Certainly right on the top of the leg, you have all that gear on, but there are some areas in which you are exposed, and it does not feel good right above the knee. With Sean Murphy that hit that liner out off Fetty's leg, and now Sean Murphy hits a little return on the foul ball for Pajes. Grounder to Riley. That is a very quick inning. 8 pitches in the 4th for Schwellenbach.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yeah.
Exactly, because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues. Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mango?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my finger.
It looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man. Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
To everyone making time for life's best moments,
I hate
celebrate
commercials,
with you.
folks.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
Oh my word.
Oh my word.
Commercial, everybody.
Handcrafted meal that makes today
a little bit more special. That's what feels
Okay,
like
Harris, Murphy, and Kelnick. We're in the 4th inning. tie game. I was in the bathroom when it happened. It was what was it?
Approach to dog food.
Home one.
Today, more dog people are deciding it's time to quit the kibble and feed their dogs fresh food from the farmer's dog. Made by vets and delivered right to your door, precisely portioned.
So I'm gonna take a quick shower, folks. Okay. I just wanted to come in here and so mods, you guys got the chat. I'll be right back. Oh, I have to put it on the screen for you.
Roundup Dual Action kills and prevents weeds. Guaranteed. This stuff works.
Ha!
Sparky
Yeah.
Lab Race Baseball is presented by Truist. 2-2, game one of this
2-2.
The Cardinals and the Bravo.
Game 1 of 3.
CJ and Birdie. Happy to be with you on a Monday night.
Yeah. And it's only Monday night.
Fetty at 50 pitches, powering through, although he does have a little gimp in the right leg. From that comebacker for Chuck.
Strike right there. 82 mile sweeper.
It is noticeable that it is bothering him, but he is trying to plow through it.
Fly ball.
Out to center. That will drop.
Had to drop a blue ball into center right field.
This time on the cover,
Base hit.
the base hit on the changeup that was down. It was a good pitch, so they tried to.
That was a good pitch.
Instead,
Great pitch.
and
Great hit.
pitch for the cover up.
I'll be right back.
Michael is square. I think it's not.
Need some stuff. Need some stuff, folks.
Orlando Arcia approves.
Orlando Arcia
mocking Michael's
Michael's.
celebration.
Or AKA the Money Mike.
You know, when Michael was up in Toronto that day that the Braves hitters had 19 strikeouts, Michael struck out every at-bat in that ballgame. He was frustrated. He was in an 0 for 17 slump. But last series, that long homer that almost went 450 feet also had a double against the Twins, and now a couple more hits today. He's got that big pop we have seen in that home run that he hit in the chop house as well. I think that's why, for me at least, the expectation was a big season for Michael this year. Looked really good in spring training. He's got the tools of a big-time player. Off the end of the bat, out to Louts. And Sean Murphy just missed it. Fetty struck out Kelnick in the second. And now Kelnick second at bat today, and he takes a changeup low. Fetty was a high school teammate of Bryce Harper out in Las Vegas. Those guys both Vegas natives. Harper, of course, became the #1 pick in the 2010 draft. Fetty went the college route, stayed there locally, played at UNLV, and then Fetty was drafted 18th overall in 2014. He induces a soft grounder to short that turns into an easy double play for Donovan.
Ooh, a timeout! Incoming dishes! Yuck! With Dawn Power Wash, he can fly through 99% of grease and grime in half the time. Oh my Grecian, look at him go! Yeah, Dawn Power Wash is unique. It absorbs grease with 3 cleaning boosters, removing it 5 times faster.
Ooh, for Pete's sake, that was fast.
And Power Wash can replace multiple cleaning products. Woo, fumble recovery. Those suds got game.
Dylan Power Wash, the better grease getter.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing? My mom's cooking probably. She makes some good. She got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last night, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I gotta eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me, I save a lot of money.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Over the years, you've built equity in your home. And when you need money for life's necessities, your home can pay you back. Let us show you how you could access $45,000 or more. Visit us online at loandepot.com today.
Depot's getting it done. Spencer Schwellenbach has been getting it done at home. How about the last 5 home starts? Not just a 3-0 record, but a 1.32 ERA for him up and down the line. When he gets locked in, the number is really strong for Spencer Schwellenbach. And you like to see that, right? That he's comfortable on the mound, in the ballpark. 30 strikeouts to only 4 walks. Just sensational. In that 4th inning, he only threw 8 pitches to get the 3 outs. And then in the bottom of the 4th, Fetty did the same thing. Just 16 pitches between the two in that 4th inning. And it was a good bounce back even the previous inning because he only threw 10 right after throwing 25 in the 2nd inning. He's done a really good job getting the pitch count back right. Opposite field single for Victor Scott. And a young man who played his high school ball at McEachern is 15 miles due west of where we sit here at Truist Park. Had a lot of friends and family here tonight that enjoyed that. And always a tough proposition when you get a guy with this kind of speed leading off with a base hit. He had a base hit last inning, or I should say in his first at bat in the 2nd inning, ended up stealing a base, and Spencer's going to have to pay attention to him again. Lars Newbar in foul ground. Austin over the tarp, but no play. Newbar, liner to center. Harris in front of the track to bring it in. We have a great view of that here, right behind home plate and up high. This ball was hit pretty hard, 105 off the bat. You start to see some of the curvature coming off of the bat of Newbar in this spot. This is exactly how we see it. And you see how that thing curves back, and nice little adjustment there from Michael. Now on to Contreras, 1 for 2 with a single, and he chases the slider. Remember, he came out hacking his last at-bat, first pitch. Got himself a base hit, and that's a good job by Schwelly and Murph to take advantage of this level of aggressiveness. The slider out of the zone. And that slider, as you documented coming into tonight, dominant so far for Schwellenbach. It's his best pitch and the one that he usually goes to get his strikeouts. He actually gets a higher swing and miss rate on his split and his curveball. But he throws that slider a lot more. He went to it 3 straight times here against Contreras. Off the glove of Schwellenbach to second for 1. But Contreras is able to beat it out.
It's a nice play here from Spencer Schwellenbach. Now, when you see the swing, you feel like the ball's hit harder than it is when you're this close as a pitcher. And so you're going to flinch a little bit. You see it right there, but he recovers nicely. Now, obviously, doesn't catch it clean off the heel, but to still throw the ball to second base on the run like that, reminding us, of course, that he was a shortstop in college. Now, he's frustrated he didn't catch it, but quite honestly, I'll take this exchange. Get the speed off the bases and let Contreras be over at first. No question. Right? He catches that clean. Now you're in the same spot, worried about a guy stealing second while trying to make pitches. To your 3-hole there.
Brendan Donovan, off to such a great start this year. Coming into tonight, his batting average, 4th in Major League Baseball. Hitting .364. Aaron Judge tops in baseball, just south of 400 so far this season. Contreras tries to go, but it won't matter. Harris has it. Another clean inning for Schwellenbach.
Passes? Check. Kids?
Check. We get upgraded?
Let me check. Yep.
Just checking on you.
American checks all the right boxes to get you there.
At Two Brothers Contracting, we understand the challenges that severe weather can bring, which is why we're here for you every step of the way. You can count on us to deliver on our promise of accountability, over-delivering, authenticity, and respect. With Two Brothers Contracting, respect isn't earned, it's ingrained in everything we do. When you choose Two Brothers Contracting, you're choosing a partner who will ensure that your vision becomes a reality, even in the face of adversity. Experience the difference with Two Brothers Contracting.
It's time for Pitch, Hit, and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. Give the kids in your community a chance to flex their superpowers, and they could earn a trip to the national finals at the 2025 World Series presented by Capital One. So go ahead, be the one who powers their dreams, and sign up to host a local Pitch, Hit, and Run event. It's a free and fun way to promote baseball, softball, and your organization. To learn more, go to pitchhitrun.com.
Then, speaking of those guys, weekday mornings on the Locker Room. Don't forget to catch on 7:45 at 680 The Fan, 93.7 FM, or the Fan app, 7:45 a.m. weekday mornings to get all your Braves news. And Jeff Lombardi, great PR guy, is sneaking in the back there.
Yeah, good spot to hang out there. We make sure they have their booths about half the size of ours. Or so we can fit the egos in ours.
Allen fouling it back to start the home half of the 5th.
A little shocked to see Wilson Contreras take off and trying to steal a base there. And so I went and looked, and he's got a few over the course of his career, but the rate, not so great for him. Thrown out nearly 40% of the time. The league average is around 20%.
So maybe he's lucky the ball got put in play. Tell you what, for Schwellenbach, though, CJ, you look back now over the last 3 innings, 10 pitches, 8 pitches, 12 pitches. He's kind of turned this around after that shaky second.
Yeah, he did a really good job. That was one concern. We've seen it with a couple of starters this year, right, where that pitch count starts to climb on you, and then they can't get deep in the game. But he reset very nicely.
And this guy, Eric Fetty, is also settled in.
You don't see it too often mentioned. He is a low strikeout pitcher, just the second strikeout of the night.
A ground out and a walk so far for Alex Verdugo tonight. Four guys coming together out there, but it'll be the shortstop Donovan. Austin Riley has been bringing the lumber this year, brought to you by our friends at Yellowwood. Top 10 in all these categories, first in average batted ball distance.
That launch angle probably goes up a little bit after that home run that he hit. And you go and look, but I bet you were pushing close to 40 degrees. Of course, I am going to go down look because I got interested.
Check it out.
We want to know about the apex. We want to know about the launch angle. All the things that matter.
Right center field, but this one is going to stay in the yard. A 1-2-3 fit for Fetty.
When we come to the table, it's what we all bring that matters. San Pellegrino, bring your best.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can be a little cold, so we wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Let's just get one of everything.
Buy everything. Get a shot. 3% cash back on chicken. A shot. 3% cash back on dessert. What's in your mind?
Let's go here for more citizens of the law.
Happy grass, happy home.
So what do you do?
Regular feeding, it makes all the difference. Scott's Weed and Feed. The product is incredible.
Now's the time to kill existing weeds with Turf Builder Weed and Feed.
Feed it, Mom. Feed it.
Even a game as timeless as baseball must evolve. Only you can control your journey's evolution. That's what they say. It's a whole new ballgame. How will your journey evolve?
Six, Braves are incredible. A lot of stuff going on here. This is the new outfield market. We got peppers, dogs, 8 food stalls over here, everybody. Some beignets here, cheesesteaks, wings, tacos, more cheesesteaks, some sweet tea, a burger. This is the Spencer Strider Slider. This was the fans' favorite. You cannot go wrong with this. Brandon, I don't know what you put on your dog, but this is peppers, onions, cheese.
Bernie, do you have time to finish all of that? Because I'd really love to see it.
I can't finish all that, but I want to know what you want in the booth.
Cheesesteak. Word cheesesteak. What's that, Bernie?
This is the Braves Electric Lemonade.
What makes it electric?
I think a little grenadine on top is what makes it electric. But I recommend the tea for this broadcast. Hey, the Braves are fun to watch because they're loaded. So is the food out here in the new outfield market. And I think you need to try this. Gretchen, let me know what you like in the truck. CJ.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can't hear us, but cheesesteak, beignets, yeah, sign us up. That powdered sugar look great.
I'm in. Yeah, Braves new outfield market, they did it right. I've asked all the fans here, is it really as good as it looks? And they all said yes. So you got to come to the park. You got to try this. You can't go wrong with anything you order.
Looks like you made a lot of friends there too, Bernie.
Is that cotton candy? What's in that big pink bag?
Yeah, this comes with an insulin shot. This is cotton candy right here. Hey, and after living in New Orleans for 3 years, you cannot go wrong with these beignets. These are phenomenal. This is a Polish sausage over here from the Giving store. So a little something different. I've never seen one like that.
They're going to try to throw the Polish sausage at me. I mean, those are big words you're talking about. As a guy who spent a lot of time in Louisiana, you sure you want to go there?
There's a lot to cover. This is my choice. This sugar is going to get me through the rest of the game.
A bounce down the glove of Ozzie. Close at first and safe on the head first slide is Jordan Walker. See if the Braves want to review it. They do not.
I think Ozzie thought he had this. Here goes Jordan Walker again, by the way. First pitch swinging and hacking. And you don't usually recommend the head first line because you're just not going to get to first base as quickly, and it can be very dangerous. But Jordan Walker did it anyway. He just barely beats it. But he would have gotten there faster had he run.
So Albies with the air, 2 on and 1 out. Arenado had the double to start it out, and Schwanenbach so efficient and quick through the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Now a speed bump here in the 6th.
So that brings up a good question. And it looked like there was some kind of reaction there from Ozzie that whether he might have lost the ball for a second, potentially with the seats behind home plate, who knows? But that ball was hit 113 miles an hour. So even though it was right at it, it's kind of a tough error. That ball was smoked.
You're right. He thought he had it for a second. I think he was surprised to look behind him and see the ball a step or two into the outfield.
The good news is that Nolan Arenado did not advance.
Line drive out to right center field off the bat of Gorman. So Nolan Gorman drives in Nolan Arenado, and St. Louis regains the lead.
Some frustration you can see it there from Spencer Schwellenbach. It's a curveball. It's not a bad one. It's down. But this is the risk of the backdoor curveball. They're trying to put this on the outside corner. And it ends up more over the plate even though it's down. And Gordon, another aggressive hitter in this lineup. When you got a runner in scoring position, you're not going to let that go by.
Well, tough for Atlanta. The throwing error back in the 2nd that helped St. Louis get a couple, and now an error, albeit on a tough play by Ozzie Albies. And St. Louis one in, and they've got him at the corners here. And 2-0 to Pajes. Next pitch, number 80. Two balls, 2 strikes. Spencer's 2-2. Got him. Good splitter downstairs.
And that's a huge spot for that strikeout 1st and 3rd situation. 1 out here. You're looking for hopefully no contact or at least no advancement of the runners. And you're going to get that with a good split. Oh, a great look at the grip. Nice and wide there from Spencer. And that one goes straight down.
A handful of strikeouts for Schwellenbach now. And Scott hits it in the air to shallow center. Allen has it, and the Cardinals just get 1.
You've gained a reputation as a team mediator, Libra, and you're as skilled at smoothing over conflict as you are on the diamond. If you're noticing more friction on your team than usual, then it's up to you to step in and help restore the peace. You'll be celebrated for bringing everyone together and feel empowered that you got the team back on track to chase a pennant.
Choose to make your presence felt with the refined style of the Mazda CX-5.
I wake up.
Hey, we're getting ready for the bag season here at Features of Holman. We start May. Get your team signed up now.
Features! Whenever you want food, family, and fun, make it Features and Holman.
Yeah, there's a winner.
The average dog only lives to be 10. At the farmer's dog, we don't think that's long enough. That's why our food comes in personalized portions. Because a dog at a healthy weight can live a longer, happier life.
Marcell Ozuna leads off the bottom of the sixth, and tonight Ozuna is our Xfinity game changer. So CJ players with a 300 or better average, 900 or better OPS since the start of last year. That is incredible company.
It is. It is a really strong one. You're talking about basically the best hitters in the game right now. And there are your top five. We did see Vladimir Guerrero Jr. did a home run against the Braves who were up in Toronto. These are some real special numbers, and our guy right in the middle with the best in the game.
He singled his last time up in the third, hit a homer yesterday in the sweep of the Twins. For Fetty, pretty low pitch count, still south of 70. Next pitch will be number 70.
I mentioned those games, the good ones that we have seen from him, 6 innings in each of those. One of those, the first one of the year, was only 73 pitches to get through 6. But the previous two, 96 and 88. So we haven't seen triple digits yet. But based on the fact that it's kind of the progression of the season, if he continues to throw well, probably can get all the way to 95. And take a look at this. We were talking about it earlier. The last time that the Braves saw him was the Washington Nationals prior to him going to Korea. And when he came back, he was a completely different guy. And it's not an uncommon story. We're seeing more and more of it now. Guys get the opportunity to go play in Asia, kind of find themselves a little bit and are better big leaguers.
But he has not been able to figure out Marcell Ozuna. A couple of hits tonight, and remember coming into tonight, Ozuna was 7 for 12 against Fetty.
Go ahead and make it 9 for 15, and we just showed you the list, and Eric Fetty certainly is aware of the list, and that Marcell Ozuna in that exclusive company, his ability to do this, right? We know that he can slug. We see it all the time. He's got great plate coverage. But a ball that is running in a 2-seam fastball he can get to.
Tying run on. And Matt Olson takes a strike.
Olson takes a strike. On one, bottom of 6. 3-2, ball game. Oh, come on, Chuck. Come on in, boys. Nation.
That's headed for the seats.
That is headed for the seats. Hands.
So the best pitch, as we've talked about quite a bit tonight here for Eric Fetty, is that 2-seam fastball. He hasn't thrown one yet to Matt Olson in this at-bat, and probably not a bad idea. OPS is over 1,100 for Matt Olson on right-handed 2-seam fastball since 2023. He has smoked that pitch.
Threw it there, but missed.
Threw it there, but missed.
Borderline pitches again. Even that sweeper that we saw in the 0-1 count looked pretty close, but we're just not going to get a call tonight. Mark Carlson's got a relatively tight zone.
Yeah.
He is the crew chief back behind home plate of this 4-man crew. And it goes with a cutter, and Matt Olson swinging a miss for the first out.
Swing and a miss for the first out.
A message here from Delta.
Message here from Delta.
Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
So now Ozzy 0 for 2.
Now Ozzy.
Cards coming off that 4-game series in New York where they were swept by the New York Mets.
What's on the end of his back?
Sorry to interrupt you. No, I was just looking down at the monitor as you were saying that, and I have no idea. Is it dirt?
I'm not losing my mind. So I saw the previous pitch.
How is that thing still there?
I think it's just some of the dirt that got stuck on there. I think it just got dislodged.
I was like, there's no way he's there. You're right. You can still see there's a bug hanging on the end of that barrel after that swing.
What were you hoping it was?
Spider. Non-lethal.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's big. That looks like a spider.
It does a little bit the way it bows up at the top. Just some harmless dirt. Maybe it'll be some good juju for the bat here for Ozzy.
Good juju for Ozzy.
Eagle Eyes Nitkowski.
Well, not always. I miss a lot of stuff, but it's just flashbacks to that episode of the Brady Bunch.
Oh, yeah, yes.
We miss it was Hawaii. Never in Hawaii.
Back behind second base.
Back behind second.
And Donovan is there.
Donovan is there.
Michael's been good so far with a couple of base hits, and it would be big if he could come up with something here right now. We mentioned I don't see a lot of strikeouts, only 3 so far tonight, but Eric Petty's done a pretty good job keeping the baseball away from the barrel for the most part against these Braves hitters.
Swinging, fouling off the cutter. 0-1 to Harris.
0-1 to Harris.
Mason Wynn jersey. He's out with the injury. But a kid wearing his jersey got the souvenir and amped up about it.
So is mom and dad.
Again, Mason Wynn, their shortstop, expected to return from the IL tomorrow. Harris out to center.
Harris out to center.
So the Braves get a leadoff hit, but do nothing with it. We're through 6 at true.
2-6. 3-2 Braves.
I was with Verizon for 20 plus years, and I recently switched to Consumer Cellular.
With Verizon, I was paying about $150 a month. With Consumer Cellular, I'm paying about half that.
Hey, Consumer Cellular. That's your word for it. Shut it.
I got to keep my phone. I got to keep my number.
I'm getting the same coverage.
I hate this.
That's a beautiful thing.
Call now.
You know something?
888.
You get 50 damn commercials,
On what you're paying.
but you only get to see half of the game. The hell? I like it when you're at the game better than when they got to put it on TV.
Were taking over. It affected
just
my sleep, school,
pisses-
and life.
not
I went to
pisses.
see doctors.
It
was
it
even
makes
told
people
it was
frustrated,
nothing.
I should
It
say.
wasn't nothing. I'm stronger than this, so I
Because
can't
people
hurt you.
pay to watch a game. They don't pay the TV company to want bunch and bunch of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to put on TV ads. They pay for a product called TV, not these stupid odd damn commercials. I could understand Super Bowl.
Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills.
Once in a while, I shut up about it.
Or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms.
That only comes once a year.
Reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur.
But then I
found relief.
come up with side jokes on.
About Cosentyx.
Braves and Mets starting a series at Citi Field. 3-game set beginning tonight. Winker here with a homer to right center for the New York Metropolitans, who have been playing some really good baseball. Just swept these Cardinals in 4 games, and right now blanking the Phillies into 6, 2-0.
Huh.
That's really been
2-0.
Then Pete Alonso after all of
Pete
that kind of
Alonso. I'm going to pick a Brave called Austin Riley. Yeah, I'm going to go with Austin Riley.
So those two teams in the division going head-to-head. The Braves playing the Cards from the NL Central, and right now trailing 3-2. You got Schwellenbach at 84 pitches and a 2-0 count on Newbar.
2-0 count on Newbar.
Dylan Lee is starting to get ready down in that Atlanta bullpen. I don't see it too often, but 4th time through the order right now for Spencer Schwellenbach, which is why you have action
in the bullpen. Frustration there, I think, from Rick Granite maybe on that call or lack thereof.
Yeah, I would agree with Rick Granite.
Allen takes a step back and makes a play.
It looked hard
42 on that Boston game.
But actually got in on the hands a little bit, and it just 72 miles an hour off the bat.
Speaking of that Braves bullpen, Michael Peterson recalled today. I'm sure most of you heard the news, but unfortunately, Spencer Strider strained his right hamstring while throwing today to get ready for his start tomorrow, and the Braves put him on the 15-day IL. Such a big bummer, right, CJ, after he had made his first start.
Absolutely brutal. Looked pretty good. Tried to go back up for the 6th. Ran into a little bit of trouble with the home run and the walk. But other than that, we saw a really good version of Spencer Strider. Everyone thrilled to have him back in the rotation.
Hey, stay tuned for the stretch, fueled by Georgia Natural Gas with Nick and Peter. Go out to the battery after one more out.
By the way, how rare is this for Spencer Schwellenbach in his 26 starts as a big leaguer? He didn't face a single hitter 4 times in a game last year. So this is the first time that he has done it.
And the 4th time through the order so far so good. Got Newbar, got Contreras, and now here's Donovan.
Now here's Donovan.
How you doing with the smell in here right now?
Yeah, Bertie brought the entire food section that he had collected out there, and it's all up here in the booth with us, and it does smell tantalizing.
Including the lightning drink or whatever that, what did you say it was called again?
I forget what he said.
Electric
lemonade. Electric lemonade, yeah.
Electric lemonade.
But I think that's
Okay.
it's got a little something in it.
No,
that we can't
forgot
have,
to turn the
right?
camera back on.
Spit it out.
We go to the stretch.
We go to the stretch.
The stretch is fueled by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life with G&G.
Welcome to the stretch, fueled by Georgia Natural Gas. Peter Moylan and Nick Green here with you. The Braves got a good start from Grant Holmes yesterday. They were looking for another good start to back that one up from Schwellenbach today. He had a tough one last time out against Toronto. He's bounced nicely in this one. Yes, the Braves are down, but he's still done a nice job.
Well, it's all part of the growth that you've just got to be so impressed with so far. You're right, the toughest outing of his career, probably against Toronto, but to be able to come back and to be able to pitch around, obviously some traffic and obviously a little bit of tough defense early in the game, but for him to just get through 7, especially as CJ just mentioned, going through the order, especially the top of the order, for the 4th time today, making plays defensively. He's just an athletic pitcher who's going to be good for a long, long time. And this is, again, I say it, this is just part of his growth, being able to bounce back even mid-game like he did tonight.
So this is only the second time in the last 9 games a Braves starter has gone at least 6 innings. Hopefully they can come back. They've come back and each of the last, or 2 of the last 3 games. Let's make it 3 of the last 4.
Amen.
Let's get you back to Braves baseball after a quick word from our friends at Georgia Natural Gas.
At Georgia Natural Gas, we're big fans of Georgia. So you can count on G&G because it's simple with great rates that can save you money. And with greener life, you can help make Georgia a place to cheer about for generations to come. Sign up at gng.com. It's that simple.
Let's check out our Allstate Good Hands replay. Sharing is caring. Paul Bird brought everything to the broadcast booth. We couldn't believe our eyes.
And our noses. I mean, it smells absolutely amazing in here. It's a little late to be eating, but if somebody brings you an electric lemonade, is that what's coming in?
Yeah. Did we know what's in there?
No, but it smells
I gotta get this
delicious. Good. The tacos. The wings are really messy right now for us with these nice polos that we have on. I'm interested certainly in that cheesesteak. I guess that's the Polish hot dog that we're talking about.
That looks good.
Kale? What's on top of it? Is that kale?
No, it's green onion.
Oh, green onion with some sesame seeds. Is that an almond?
That's a slivered almond.
How about it?
Grindhouse burger, phenomenal.
Yeah, I usually have those pretty regularly here. They're tremendous.
I really want that cheesesteak, but that feels like a disaster right now.
Yeah, I'm going to fork and knife and dig a little bit of that beef out of there after this home run from Sean Murphy.
I like that. Cardinals got up 2-0. Braves tied it on the Riley homer. Cardinals back on top now 3-2. Now Leahy's into the game. So Betty
Yeah.
Pretty solid 6 innings. Battled through that right leg injury.
Strikeout.
And Leahy comes in and strikes out Murphy.
He strikes out Murphy.
It's good right-handed arm and is off to a nice start to his season. 10 games so far, 13 innings. Here in just over 2. He's got a fastball, slider, sweeper, changeup, curveball, and 2-seam fastball for Leahy. Kelnick is over 2, strikeout.
Kelnick is over 2.
Well, this Cardinals bullpen, they have Ryan Helsley at the back end. Just a phenomenal closer, coming off a great year. But they let their setup man, Andrew Kittredge, walk in free agency. So the bridge to get to Helsley has been, at times, a little shaky so far this year.
And the other guy that's throwing really well is Phil Maton, who they added to that bullpen. He was a very late sign, the only free agent that they added. The St. Louis Cardinals had the least amount of spending this offseason around all of Major League Baseball. From a free agent standpoint, just $2 million is what they spent on Phil Maton, and that was all of their free agent spending. There's some arbitration money and some other things, but combine it all together, they spent the least.
But Leahy,
Leahy,
Braves that he faces here in the 7th. A word now from Alpha Insurance.
No matter what life throws your way, we'll be there knocking it out of the park. Getting you back home safe and sound. That's life with Alpha Insurance.
Monday night at the Yard, the Braves need to come from behind if they want to extend that winning streak to 4 games. Nick Allen now. Braves, by the way, have Daysbel Hernandez throwing.
Daysbel Hernandez.
Earlier, but right now it's the right-hander loosening.
And the way this lineup is set up here tonight for the St. Louis Cardinals, it's left, right, all the way through. So try to pick your spots on when you might want to go to a guy like Dylan Lee. Probably want to start with a lefty. And the way that things are set up right now, Nolan Arenado is going to be leading off next inning, so it makes some sense that it'll be Daysbel.
Two put in play.
2-2 put in play.
Plenty of room and foul ground for
Pop out.
Arenado, and he will
To
lead off, as
Arenado.
DJ said, in the 8th.
When we come to the table, it's what we all bring that matters. San Pellegrino, bring your best.
You know, Don Alvarez is just becoming this consistent hitting machine. Face of the franchise, everything that is Houston now. He's top 5 in every category for the Houston Astros. Historically, always just assume they're going to play in the ALCS. There's no actual.
Late inning heroics once again. He's a legend.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness!
An absolute beast unleashed.
You're unbelievable.
Racking them up, all I do is win. Find that hashtag like a boss. Yeah, that's how I roll. Keep on nailing and never miss it back. Enjoy the show.
Relive the biggest plays from every game with Abby LeBron on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings on MLB Network.
Since its inception, the Boys and Girls Clubs have been more than a fun place for kids to go after school. For some, it's been a second home, where they can learn, play, and grow. Thanks to the partnership between Major League Baseball and Boys and Girls Clubs, children of all backgrounds have access to safe spaces. All right, let's go. Take a selfie. MLB together and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America.
Yep.
Empowering children and building futures. Bring it in.
Braves Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. By the Georgia Lottery, today could be the day. And by Alpha Insurance, your winning lineup for auto, home, and life insurance.
Braves
trailing 3-2.
3-2. Braves are trailing.
Hernandez out there now to face Arenado, Burleson, and Walker. 4, 5, 6 in the Cardinal order. Daysbel Hernandez is number.
Daysbel Hernandez.
He's been good 9 games into this thing, and even 3 ERA. We talked about him being a guy that was going to have to step up, and he has so far. Now the swing and miss is down, but you see the 2 low batting averages against. I think that redirected off of Hernandez's glove and was caught in the air by Ozzie. He's currently leading the league in assists. That was a pretty good one for Daysbel. Yeah, I wondered, did Ozzie catch it in the air? He did. Wait, he threw to first, but they line out. Yeah, it was a line out, I thought. Not necessarily in the perfect fielding position there for Daysbel, but it worked out. Now Alec Burleson. I think what was so important, we showed you those numbers for Daysbel Hernandez, is how he has done against lefties this year. If you're going to be a setup man, you're going to be taking on really important innings. There's a couple things you're going to deal with. One is going to be potential pinch hitters for lefties or seeing middle of the order lefties. Last year, he did okay, 240 with a 607 OPS.
Wow.
But this year, much, much better against the lefties, 143. And the OPS of just 286. Certainly like those numbers, and he's got Burleson here 2-2. Buries a slider.
Okay. Yeah.
They'll check down, but he did not go. 1 out walk.
1 out walk.
Quick message from Delta.
From Braves country to the world. Delta, official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
So 1 on 1 out and a strike to Jordan Walker. That's the first lefty that Daysbel has walked this season. He had faced 14 going into that at bat. Well, now he could get a double play. 6, 4, 3. Just what the doctor ordered.
Six, 4, 3, double play.
If you're living with HIV, imagine being good to go without daily HIV pills. Good to go binge watch. Good to go out even later. With Cabenuva, there's no pausing for daily HIV pills. For adults who are undetectable, Cabenuva is the only complete, long-acting HIV treatment you can get every other month. It's 2 injections from a healthcare provider, as few as 6 times a year. Don't take Cabenuva if allergic to its ingredients or taking certain medicines that may interact. Serious side effects include allergic reactions or rash, post-injection reactions, liver problems, and depression. If these occur, get medical help right away. Tell your doctor about your medicines or supplements, medical conditions, liver or kidney problems, mental health, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. The most common side effect is injection site reaction. With Cabenuva, you're good to go without daily HIV pills. Talk to your doctor about switching.
This guy is the entire package.
Struck him out! My goodness!
He has a weapon for every hitter.
Good luck, 99.
And what I like most about him, he pitches with an attitude.
They're still on their feet for Paul Skate.
Everyone wants to watch this guy.
Must-see TV.
6'7", top 5 exit velo, #1 arm in the sport.
There's a cruise missile. Or fireworks.
He can go out there to center field, relax, and I think this is a 30-goal.
3-2 bad guys, bottom 8 here in Atlanta. Well, Braves hitting coach Tim Hires very gracious earlier when I asked him to break down his hitting approach and what he teaches to the others. He said it's simple. Game plan, prepare, get your work in. That leads to confidence. Then you walk up to the plate, and because you prepared so much, you're ready to see and get a good pitch to hit. He's also really excited at the way these left-handers have been talking since Verdugo has come up. They've stroked the ball really well lately. Right-handers like Marcell Ozuna, he says, is brilliant, even though he's a little different in his swing, and everybody has enjoyed talking hitting together. I think this goes of talking about in the clubhouse, seeing good energy, feeling it. You're seeing it on the bench. It's been fun to watch.
And we've seen the results, right? And that's what is most important at the end of the day. But there's a process to getting there. We'll talk about this guy adding a little bit of a boost to the lineup, but also to those conversations and the vibe in the clubhouse. And hopefully some of that hitting can carry over here to the bottom of the 8th. The Braves got that 2-run homer by Riley. That came in the 3rd inning. And the Cardinals got their go-ahead run in the 6th, and that's where we've been. Phil Maton, you mentioned it, CJ, just an incredible season so far. About time we give this guy an ERA. He's not allowed to run yet so far this season, 11 to the 3rd innings. Didn't throw hard. Fastball's 90-91, got some cut to the four-seamer. It's the curveball. That is his go-to pitch. A shift in the outfield, by the way, for the Cardinals. They brought in a very good defender at Ciani to play center, and that moves Scott over to right to replace Walker. One-two from Maton. The count evens up to Verdugo.
Oops.
What's interesting about that move?
I accidentally hit the wrong button, folks. Sorry about that.
Good one there in the outfield. He does have a couple of assists, so you add a little bit more speed for coverage, but the arms get weaker. Three and two.
3 balls and 2 strikes. I'm back to what I was doing here. And right.
Cardinals just 1-9 on the road this year. Their only win at Pittsburgh, where they lost 2 of 3, but they won the middle game of that series. They get a big strikeout here from Maton to start the home half of the 8th. Lawson Riley, that homer from the 3rd inning. Our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. We had wondered about the launch angle. I guess 40. It was 40. That's how high this thing was. That is a huge number. Impressive from Austin Riley, 412 feet. That one comes up near the head of Austin Riley.
That one comes up near the head of Austin Riley.
See Maton saying my bad to Riley, especially because this is the cutter that he throws. Now, he also threw one to Verdugo that ended up in a somewhat similar spot to the arm side where he missed. This pitch is supposed to be away and moving away from Austin Riley, and it was the opposite. Ooh, scary. And then a soft grounder to Donovan. Close. But Riley almost beat that. I love the hustle here from Austin Riley. Wondering whether or not the Braves were going to challenge it, and now they are. Ooh, that is really, really close. Maybe tough to get that overturned from that angle. What does this one show us? Oh, that's about as close as it gets. Now remember, it's not the cylinder. It's got to get to the back of the glove. I think he's safe. I think he's safe, too. My concern is that it's so close. Will there be enough there to have it overturned? There was that's a good look. There was a bad call yesterday on a replay. This was at the end of the Rangers and Dodgers game. The stolen base, Wyatt Langford in a 1-0 game. He came off the bat, but he didn't get re-tagged before he got back on. You could see it clear as day replay, and they did not overturn it. And the game ended. It was a very frustrating moment. It happens once in a while. Let's hope this one is not going to show us that same thing. Truist Park reacting to seeing the replay on the video board in center field. I do appreciate their objectivity, too.
Yeah.
Here we go.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe.
Austin Riley legging out an infield single. Also points for Austin Riley, and there was a little bit of a pause here, and you can see now Donovan over at short, frustrated with himself. It wasn't hit hard, but head down and run and give it everything you have. You never know. And again, right there at that point, he's on the bag, and the baseball is not in the back of the glove yet. That is such a good look. That's the money shot. Tying run aboard. Big Bear at the plate.
The Big Bear is
And you
at
talked
the
about
plate.
the difference of not having Mason Wynn out there. He's a plus defender with a big arm. You have Donovan over there playing short, and that ended up costing Phil Maton a base hit here with one out. Maton deals 2-0.
I'll be right back.
Couple of hits tonight from Marcell Ozuna. Both of those were off of the starter Fetty. Now he faces Maton. Swinging, big swing at the cutter. Maton yet to give up a run this season. 3-1. That's a good take right there from Marcell. We never see him really get very big and expand in the biggest spots. That curve came back over 3-2. It's tight, it's good break, and it's unbelievable speed differential. As you see that one there at 75 miles an hour. Olsen on deck. Riley at first, one out. Here comes your payoff. Good eye. 2 on, 1 out. Try to play along. It's kind of fun whether or not you're going to offer at a pitch. I swung at that one in my head when he threw it. I was like, well, you might want to swing, and then it finishes off the plate. First walk of the year, I believe, that we're seeing here from Phil Maton. Pitch runner, Eli White. So you get good speed over there at the first base bag now, and White represents potentially the go-ahead run for Atlanta. So having a little fun and showing how the hustle should be done. You can take both of those oven mitts back to the dugout. Always plays with joy. Matt Olson's going to try to bring some joy to 30,000 here at Truist Park. Ground ball through. Riley will third. Tie at 3. Matt Olson jumping at a first pitch. This is that cutter from Phil Maton. And as soon as he gets through with a hustle, think about the hustle single we saw from Austin Riley, overturn the replay, and you know he's going to bust it to score in front of this throw. And for Matt Olson, he's pretty upset with his last at-bat and the strikeout, and he redeems himself with an RBI single and gets to watch his good buddy face plant at home plate. You know, I was worried about his left-handed wrist, but it appears Austin's okay. And now you've got the go-ahead run at third. Ozzie the batter. What a chance for Atlanta to take the lead now at the bottom of the 8th. Outside 2-0. And kind of an interesting defensive alignment here for the St. Louis Cardinals right now. You have the corners in, your third baseman's in. Obviously, your first baseman is holding the runner on. But there's a lot of room there between your second baseman and your shortstop for a ground ball to potentially get through. But they feel like if Ozzie pulls it up